Yup, I'm super popular with the ladies. Now, I'm sure you guys are like, yeah, right. What are you talking about? All you do is stay inside and watch anime. Yes, I acknowledge that. But the purpose of this video is to say, wow, I get pussy. The purpose of this video is to say, guess of all these animes airing right now, which one is actually surprisingly doing really well and it has nothing to do with the community that I built? Yep. It's Twisted Disney Wonderland. Where is it? Where is this fucking anime? Right over here. Yep, right over here. And there's a very interesting thing happening with this anime, and it's happened before too. Let me explain to you with some analytics. So every once in a while, right, in the game of YouTube, how does this shit work, right? When you upload a video, you have to make the video appealing to your local community. If your local community understands what the topic of the video is and they're familiar and it's going to do well, it spreads more and more out. It's obviously very popular with videos like this where everybody knows who Nicholas Light is. We are been farming the drum for a while. They see the notification, they see the thumbnail, wow, and they click and then it does well and then gets spread to more audiences. But the opposite is also true. When you make a video that's not appealing, then no one really watches it. And low-key, that's kind of Gachakuda on the off weeks, right? It's not the most exciting things, and it's a little bit more dead interest, and I get that. But there's some times where it's not popular with my local audience, yet something else happens. And this is Twisted Disney Wonderland. This is an anime that started about, well, it happened on October 30th. It started pretty late, and it came out strong right out of the gates, right? We look at the opening and episode 1 reactions, and let's look at it, right? If we look at this shit, what happened? Well, it's a brand new anime, and usually the first episode does really well. Regardless of, you know, most of the anime that was dropped here, by the way, all of these, right? The first episode hit like fucking 5,000 views or that 10% marks, right? Or even higher, obviously, as the weeks go by. It shows you that people don't care and they drop the show because of they lose interest. It is what it is. But Twisted Disney Wonderland, the opening hit for 7.8K here. Look at the audience tab. Definitely more female centric, right? Look at this, 58.5, 41.5 split. You see the age breakdown. A lot from Japan as well, I'm surprised, and not sub to sub. This is how it works, right? Episode 1, we hit for 10,000, and in the beginning, it's not that ridiculous. Like the thumbnail that I probably showed you probably had a more ridiculous split here. 66.5, 33, it's like 2/3, right? 2/3. Later on, though, what happens is the most recent one is just mind-blowing. It is genuinely fucking mind-blowing. So this has hit 7,000 views. And you can see, based on the trajectory of this graph, remember, at that 3rd day mark, all the viewership that has been hidden from me because I'm shadow banned. It is what it is. If you don't know what that is, check out the fucking performance playlist, bro. Every once in a while, we cover, explain. And the hallmark signs of a shadow ban is all your viewership is backloaded after the 3rd day. And once it hits the 3rd day, it finds the right audience. And who is that audience? 94.4% female. Can you believe that? 81.5% non-sub to sub. These are beautiful ratios. This means that YouTube has found a target audience that exists outside my community. And the demand is there, but the supply is low. And as a reactor, every once in a while, you find random series. It's kind of like that for Arknights as well, right? It kind of exists for Arknights as well. If you remember the Arknights anime, right? This did really fucking well with The Tourist. Every year, every other year, Arknights anime airs, and for 3 seasons straight, we've been fucking dominating this mobile game anime, even though in my local community, they don't really give a fuck. Another one for a bit was Ranma. Ranma was also very strong in the beginning. Unfortunately, it died off due to a lack of interest later on. But every once in a while, there's no interest in your community, but there exists a demand. And you make a video and you push it out there and it leads there. Can you imagine 7,000 girls in a room watching you? Like, I want you to imagine like a gymnasium, whether you be in high school or college, right? Think about like 100 people there. That's already pretty much filled up. So then multiply that by 10. That's 1,000 people. That's holy shit. But even then, multiply that by 7. Now, is there really 7,000 real people watching? I think a better metric is to use unique viewers, right? Right over here. Technically, the unique viewers is a little bit lower than it is because it's still previous 2 days of processing. But look at that. Think about 5,000 unique human beings who are all females watching me watch an anime about their favorite gay boy anime game. It's like, I've gotten so desensitized by the numbers of like, wow, I get like 2 million views per month. That's a lot of people. But like at a certain point, it kind of like, you just kind of forget about it. It doesn't really feel real. Especially when I imagine in the context of a bunch of fucking sweaty weebs, a bunch of dudes. I imagine 5,000 girls. I can't even imagine 10 girls. 5,000 girls are watching me watch another show, and I'm like, this is fucked. And I'm glad that they enjoy it. I think that if I look at the comments, right, many people are very excited about the ship. We had some help in the chat, right? We're trying to pair, like, basically this is the equivalent to putting like Geto and fucking Gojo in the same thumbnails, and the fucking Fujos that watch Jujutsu Kaisen are going crazy, right? The ladies are fucking eating this shit up, and they're very, very excited. There's a couple that got really upset that I said the word retard, and they basically said, we don't claim you, you're using a slur. I'm sorry, but that's retarded. But for the most part, it's very good feedback. I'm just doing my crude male humor, and somehow these ladies are watching this show, eating it up, and I'm like, 94.4. Wow. It's like 7,000, 5,000 girls in a... I keep saying this, but this... Can you contextualize? Imagine like 10 people in a room. That's kind of like a mini party. 100, what the fuck? 1,000? Huh? You have a stadium. I have a fucking stadium filled out of these girls just watching me watch a bunch of fucking femboys and twinks just aura farm. It blows my mind. It genuinely blows my mind. And who knows how long this run is gonna go for, right? I don't know if we're gonna be able to finish this show, because let's get real. Is the engagement gonna be there all the way throughout? I think that it's pretty easy again in the beginning to do well, but what would the real viewership be later? I mean, it dropped to 4K, 5K, you know, it's still really good numbers though, even on a bad episode. At this pace, I think it is feasible to actually finish this anime. Now, should you watch it? I don't know, guys. I mean, if you enjoy, like, listen, it's kind of like, it's like a Magic High School Academy arc. It's like your regular high school, kind of, not really. It's like a setting is like that. And there's a lot of potential for aura farming and a lot of like hype building up. Yeah, there's a lot of effeminate men, because this show is clearly, like, it is clearly pandering towards a specific type of audience. It's not really for the men, right? I mean, not the typical masculine grug men that just wants to watch, you know, they say they hate gay shit, but they consume all the fucking Yuri content. They just don't want dudes. But, you know, there definitely is like a lot of good content that comes from it if you can get past like this filter of show package for the girls. But I would recommend it. I think it's one of the better looking shows this season too. I think that the production value is elite. The story, maybe you won't really be into it. It's about a guy who gets isekai'd and now has to stay in this magic world, and there's a bunch of characters that are based off of Disney villains like Aladdin, you know, the Sleeping Beauty, fucking Hercules, you know, all these stuff, and there's like a flavor of theme there, so there's a bit of nostalgia there, and again, a lot of potential for some hype shift to happen. So I would recommend it, but I think a lot of people that, you know, see this at a first glance would first say, "Huh, gay," and never check it out, because, not gonna lie, it is a bit fruity. It's still a good show to watch.